Welcome to Yala National Park, Sri Lanka's ultimate wildlife haven located on the southeast coast. Today we're diving into an epic full-day adventure tracking down the island's most legendary giants. But that's just the beginning. We're also on the hunt for some of Yala's most elusive creatures. And trust us, you'll want to stick around until the end where we'll share our top tips to help you turn this into the adventure of a lifetime.
He's right there.
Yeah.
It was definitely an early start, which let's just say is a lot harder for one of us than the other. But no complaints here, our pickup was smooth and effortless.
Morning. Yes, we're going to do the whole day. Vishan, nice to meet you.
That's why we met our guide Vishan in our fully stocked private jeep. You'll hear more about Vishan later. He played a huge role in making this day truly unforgettable.
So I actually didn't mind being woken up by the alarm at 4:45 this morning because we are off for our safari in Yala Park. The park doesn't open until 6:15, so there's a queue of jeeps just waiting to get through the gate, but it means that we're going to be one of the first in this morning.
We didn't have long to wait before the entrance to Yala was in sight. Vishan flashed the tickets and that was it, we were in. Before we knew it, the sun had come up and we were making our way through the vast expanse of wetlands. And they really were wet with all the rain that had fallen over the previous few days. Literally about 5 minutes in, we were suddenly pulled over, leaving the other jeeps whizzing past. There was a faint rustling coming from the nearby tree, and that was when we saw the tusks peek through the bushes, and we had our first elephant encounter. This was a big guy, but he was feeling a bit shy, so unfortunately for us, he stayed hidden in the safety of the greenery. Now Yala is world famous for its leopards, but we tried to keep our expectations in check. We headed towards a well-known hotspot, and before we knew it...
I can't believe we got to see leopards. 2 of them as well, just sleeping up under the tree.
We couldn't believe our luck. Not just one, but 2 magnificent leopards. But the magic didn't stop there.
Yeah, they're both lying in the shade, aren't they?
We were still celebrating our leopard experience when our guide's 15 years of experience truly shone through. While other jeeps started to move on, he positioned us in front of what looked like just an ordinary shrub. We weren't sure why until a few minutes later. Suddenly the male began moving, strolling right towards us. Partially hidden by the bush, he came so close it felt like we could reach out and touch him. Not that we would recommend that, of course.
He's right there.
Yeah.
In our wildest of dreams, we never would have imagined that we'd get this close. Still riding high from our incredible leopard encounter, we set off for lunch, but Yala wasn't done surprising us yet. On the way, we stumbled upon a small herd of elephants grazing right by the track, with an adorable little calf sticking close to its mother. After a quick stop to get some shots, we then made our way to a stunning beachside spot, the perfect place to refuel and soak in the beauty of the park.
So we weren't aware, but Yala National Park actually closes for 2 hours from 12 till 2. So for those of you who are going to do a full day tour, you'll have 2 hours to grab some lunch and chill out at this beautiful, beautiful beach.
Recharged and ready for more, it was back to the jeep for the next chapter of our adventure.
There's one thing you can expect when you come to the Yala National Park, and that is one hell of a bumpy ride. Bloody hell.
We came across a breathtaking view of Elephant Rock, and perhaps it brought us a little luck, because just moments later, we spotted some incredible wildlife, all leading up to this guy. Completely on their own, they suddenly decided they wanted to be on the other side of the track, much to our delight.
That's what I wanted to see, an elephant crossing the road right in front of us.
And just down the trail, things got even better. A much bigger elephant had appeared, but by the time we got there, it had turned the corner. He gave us the perfect cheeky view before making his way around the next bend.
Massive, isn't it?
As the afternoon cooled, the park began to stir again, revealing more wildlife along the way, but something else was becoming clear too. By 4 o'clock, the park was packed. The number of jeeps pouring in for the evening tours was staggering, and it made us realise just how lucky we'd been to have what felt like our own private safari since lunchtime. But the day wasn't over for us yet. We still had time for one last unforgettable close encounter.
Just as we're leaving the park, we get to see this guy up close.
Wow.
Wow, look at him.
Unbelievable.
From there, we headed to the gate, and that was the end of our day, filled with unforgettable experiences at Yala National Safari Park.
We had such an amazing day at Yala National Safari Park, and we want to share our top tips to help you create a day that is just as special. Tip number 1. Book a full day tour if you can. Most of the guides will focus on leopard spotting during the morning, which is super exciting, but it then leads for a much more relaxed afternoon. In the afternoon, that's when we went off the beaten track. It's when we spotted the majority of the elephants and the other incredible animals across the park. Tip number 2. Book with a reputable company and make sure that you get a guide as well as a driver. Our driver was also our guide and he was excellent, so we'll leave his details in the description. A good guide will explain everything that you're seeing, from the elephants to the leopards to the birds. We saw a lot of other jeeps where they just didn't seem to be getting that same level of insight, so we really felt that it made a big difference. Tip number 3. Bring binoculars if you have them. It's not always possible to get up super close to all of the animals in the park. So with binoculars, it just gives you a much better view, especially of the birds and the more elusive animals. Tip number 4, be ready for a bumpy ride. The terrain is rough most of the time. So if you suffer from any sort of travel sickness, then we suggest that you bring some tablets along. We saw some people that seemed to be really struggling, so it's better to be safe than sorry. And finally, tip number 5. The park closes every day from 12 till 2 to give the animals a little bit of peace. If you take the full day tour, this is when you'll stop for a 2-hour lunch break at an absolutely incredible beach. So come prepared for that, bring your sun lotion and perhaps a beach towel so that you can chill out by the water. So there you have it. Follow these tips and you are sure to have an absolutely incredible day at Yala National Safari Park. We really hope that you've enjoyed the video and this has got you excited about your own adventure. Please give the video a like and subscribe to our channel for more travel adventures here in Sri Lanka and as we make our way through Asia. So thank you so much for watching and we will see you on the next one.